It is good to be back again for another week of sketches. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I'm a stay-at-home mom and an aspiring artist. My son is almost 3 and my daughter is 2 months old now. We take one day at a time over here. As I get back into making videos again after taking a long break, I wanted to start off by doing something simple but fun and meaningful. I decided that doing something in my sketchbook daily, Monday through Friday, would be a good place to start. So far it's been mostly doable with 2 little ones, so I'm feeling pretty good about it, but we'll see if that changes as the weeks go on and my daughter gets a little bit older and gets into things more often. This is my second week of doing sketches in this new sketchbook, and I hate to say that the first 2 sketches were a bit rough. I started the week off with this little purple house. I was trying to channel my inner Mira Byler because she draws adorable little houses, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, be sure to check out her videos. I don't know what happened. The purple house was just a little bit off. I tried to make it have fun colors that worked well together, but it ended up just looking a little bit weird. And just wait till you see this yellow part that I did at the end, because what was I doing? I don't know. Anyways, I'm thankful that this is just a sketchbook and there's no such thing as a wrong drawing. I might have bad drawings every now and then, but wrong? No. It's always good to practice, even if it ends up looking kind of strange, like this little purple house did, in my opinion. I wanted to try and redeem myself with the whole house thing, so I tried again for the sketch on Tuesday. If you couldn't tell, I actually did both of these sketches on Tuesday because I didn't have time on Monday. But I decided to go back to the basics and just use a graphite pencil. I had one of those chunky ones from when you were in kindergarten. I thought that would help me not have to worry about color and just think about shapes and texture. But I'll tell you that I wasn't any more pleased with this sketch than I was with the first house one, the purple one. I just kept trying to add interesting qualities to it to make it more exciting, and it ended up looking and feeling flat and not very interesting. And maybe that's a sign that I need to practice more with a graphite pencil, or maybe this was a sketch to tell me to stay away from them. Come Wednesday, I was determined to actually redeem myself. Even though I knew the first 2 sketches of the week were good practice, I wasn't feeling very confident as an artist. I just didn't like how they turned out. So after finding some inspiration on Pinterest, I found a reference photo that was of me reading to my kids and decided to draw that. I wanted to replicate the same illustrative and painterly style that I was seeing on Pinterest. Those images were kind of blocky looking, and by that I mean the colors were kind of blocky. Like there wasn't much blending, but more layering of colors to give it the appearance that it's blended or shaded. So that's what I wanted to do. I like how simple that looks, and yet there's enough texture and varying colors that it makes it interesting and deep. And I want my artwork to be interesting to my viewers. I want it to make you think, what's going on here? And I just think this illustrative style does that. At least it does for me. So I sketched everything with colored pencil, and then you'll see me take acrylic markers to basically color inside the lines, much like you would in a coloring book. This is becoming one of my favorite ways to draw because it's really relaxing. There's not any pressure to shade, and you get to use a lot of different colors if you want to. And depending on which colors you layer on top of each other, you can get the impression that it's shaded, which just gives it more depth and contrast. After I added the base colors that I wanted, I was okay to leave the white spaces that you see, just because I thought that added more contrast to it. I started adding more colors on top, layering them a little bit at a time. So it might look like I'm trying to blend colors, but it's really just layering them. I love seeing how colors change whenever you layer them on top of each other, and how it impacts your drawing overall. I tried to add some more texture with colored pencil at the very end, just to give it more of that interesting textured look. There are some things that I would have changed with this one if I had more time when I sat down to do it, but I didn't have that time, and that's okay. As I was drawing this one, I was able to recognize my gratitude for being able to stay at home with my kids and read on the couch together, and I hope that shows through with some of the bright colors that I added to the drawing, like especially in the two books. I was also able to recognize this other little feeling inside me that I had at the time. And if this feeling had words, it would have said, "Today I'm thankful and tired. My mind has not had time to think for itself today in solitude." So at the very end, I added this little black cloud coming from my head to represent that little feeling that was just as present as my gratitude. My art is not often very therapeutic in this way, but this sketch was. It helped me come to terms with what I was genuinely feeling, even though it was like a positive thing and maybe more of a negative feeling. But I love that it helped me be more honest with myself. Let's move on to Friday. I definitely felt more confident in myself and ready to try something a little harder. I used to draw and paint portraits like crazy in high school. I was fascinated with the challenge of trying to make them look as realistic as possible. I actually despised trying to draw or paint landscapes, which is what I mostly do now. Portraits require a lot of time and focus for me, which is hard to find with kids at your side or limited time to work on artwork in general. So when I was feeling inspired to try my hand at this portrait, I definitely surprised myself. I actually had a lot of fun doing it too. I started off with a colored pencil sketch, filled in some of the color and shading with colored pencil, and then went on top of that with acrylic markers. Sometimes I didn't know what I was doing or why I was adding a certain color, but I was just going with it. I was having a lot of fun layering color on top of each other. You can layer these ArtX markers really well, so it's really easy to cover up mistakes or something that you don't like, or like a color that you don't like. So I was okay with adding some bold colors here and there because I knew that they could be covered up fairly easily. And I honestly like when they show through a little bit too, just because I think it makes your drawing more interesting, which if you haven't noticed, that's something that is important to me in my artwork. I was so pleased with how this one turned out, and it really showed me that pushing through the tougher sketches at the beginning of the week, like the 2 house sketches, was totally worth it. Sometimes you just gotta push through and hope you come out better on the other side, and thankfully I felt like that was true this week with these sketches. I didn't get around to doing a sketch for Friday because life happens, but I ended this week feeling a lot more confident in myself and eager to challenge and stretch myself more. If you like this video, like and subscribe so you won't miss out on more to come, hopefully every week. I'm not promising every week, but that's the goal. I can't wait to show you what I've been sketching for next week's video. Hint, there is some more portraits coming up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.